All right, next
Good
up
job,
on the
Max.
show is Jose Buentello.
Nice. Thanks, Mark.
I got it, right?
Yeah.
A realtor
Moving.
with the Harvest Real Estate Group, brokered by
Mhm.
EXP Realty. Jose, welcome to the show.
Hello. How are y'all?
Doing good. So, Rookie of the Year, Agent of the Year,
Yeah.
5-star rating on Google with
Yes.
23 reviews, which is, hey, my reviews are in the 20s, and I've been doing this for probably, I've been after reviews for maybe 6 or 8 months.
You know, it's funny. I
Slow.
should have more, but I think Google
They
has
do.
like blocked me or something.
They'll do that.
Yeah, and
They
it's a
throttle
pain
them
in
back.
the-
They do.
Mhm.
And so I'm in all humility, I should be in like the 30s and 40s. But yeah, they've put a stop to the reviews for some reason. I've tried contact Google. If you're listening, open me up, please.
That
but-
happened to me. I had to be on the phone with them, and then I waited in the queue for like a week for
Yes.
someone to call me back, and then
Yep.
they were like, "Oh, we'll just change it." So it's just
You know
a
how to get around that?
process.
You have an executive assistant that you give access and assign it to them and have them go after all that crap for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's always a better way to do it, right? Because I
There
don't
is.
tie up
Just
my time
bugging
on
'em.
that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you also do military relocation, like you got a
I
certification
am
in that.
MRP certified. Correct.
So, in your prior military, yes?
No,
or
so crazy story. I graduated in 2016 from UTSA, Go Runners, and I was going to go off into the Air Force. I was 2 weeks away from touching down on basic, which is just a couple of miles
Yeah.
up the road.
Mhm.
I'm a big believer, so I'm going to talk about him. The Lord told me otherwise, so I stayed here. He's like, you're going to stay here. You're going to raise men up in the church. You're going to find your wife and start a family. And so I did. And that's when I actually got hired with the Office of Refugee Resettlement. So I didn't do the Air Force. I got hired on with ICE. And then I actually worked in this same building for like 2 years
Oh,
for
really?
the federal courts. Yeah, for a company called Pacer. I think it's on floor 3 or 4. So that Urban Pickle downstairs, it's so good. That restaurant, I don't know if it's
Really?
still down there. Oh, it's
What kind of
delicious.
food do they have down there?
You
It's like
know,
sandwiches. and
it's like
stuff, I think.
sandwiches, but it's
Huh.
like this crazy combination that you wouldn't think of, but it's delicious. But yeah, I was gonna go into the Air Force. I love my military and I love my teachers, because my wife has been a teacher for 12 years, but she just quit to be a stay-at-home mom. And
So
but it's been
what
cool.
led you to EXP Realty?
So I was working here, and like I said, being behind a desk is just not for me. It might be for some people, but it's not for me. I knew that there was something more for my life. I've always been fascinated with real estate. I love people, and I love with real estate, you just don't really lose. And so with a car sale, it's depreciation right off the lot. Well, you can walk in with equity. Your lot will appreciate. You can depreciate your house. And so there's a lot of benefits to buying and selling a home and owning multiple assets. And so for me, I thought, man, this is the best way to be self-employed, to be genuine, and to give people the best of myself and the best ability to build generational wealth. Because biblically it says to leave an inheritance for your children's children. And so if you left all of these assets to your kids and the kids, they'd be set for life.
Well, we know Max is working on that.
Yeah,
right?
good job, Max.
Oh, yeah.
Max is
Yeah.
moving and
No,
grooving.
Legacy is important.
It
you know
is.
what I mean? If you
Yeah.
can pass something on, you feel like you really accomplished something because we're only here for a certain amount of
Yeah.
time. You know
When
what I mean?
having
Yeah.
that
Very
higher
brief.
purpose for your business, I
Yep.
think is key, because otherwise, I mean, what we do is not easy. I
It's
mean,
not.
it might not be super complicated at
Yep.
times, but it's definitely not easy. You have to choose to do it even when it's
Yep.
hard.
Mhm.
And if you're just doing it for the money,
Mm-mm.
that quickly stops motivating.
Yep.
It's surprising how quickly.
Yeah. We always say it's always relational, never transactional. So I never look at people as like, dude, you're a big commission check. I always look at people as a service. And so I always tell people, I'm going to give you all the information in the world. And at the end of the day, even if you don't go with me, I'm okay, because I've served you in one way, shape, or another. Most of the time they do, but there's instances where they'll go somewhere else, and that's okay. It doesn't bother me one
Well, you
bit.
can't control what they're going to do necessarily.
Exactly.
In no sense being all bitter about
Better
it.
about it.
But I'm a bit more assertive in that.
Sure.
I believe that I'm exceptional at what I do.
Exactly.
And you'd almost be crazy not to choose me for your services.
No, it's true.
And especially when I'm back it up,
Yep.
with I put my name behind it.
Exactly.
So that's kind of my posture when it comes to what I'm doing. How's your posture on? I get it that you want to serve and
Sure.
inform,
oh, I also
but
want to
are
make
you
money.
the best at what you do?
Oh, yeah, oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
So you're a
I'll
little
tell
cocky
people-
then.
Well, more confident. More
I just sucked
confident.
it right in, right?
More confident. than
family to
anything.
support here.
Yeah. More
Yeah, there you go. Confident
more
in your ability.
confident than anything.
Yeah.
Just because I'll tell people you can go with whoever you want, but I'll get you to the finish line.
Yeah.
100%.
And it makes a big difference
does.
in real estate who your agent is
Yep.
to getting you to the. I don't think people realize that.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, so many people get their license, and this is something that's pretty widely known. 80% of agents who get their license quit
Fell
within the
out.
first 2 years.
Yep.
And it's a lot harder than it looks.
Yep.
So you went from getting your license to being rookie of the year your first year. What
An
were some of the
agent.
challenges you faced that you didn't expect?
There was nothing I didn't expect. I knew real estate was hard. I mean, that's a great question. I know it's hard. It's difficult being in self-employed. No one's motivating you. No one's
Mhm.
checking up on you. Now, I'm a little bit different. I still have an accountability group. I have mindset coaches. But you have to, there's one thing about having an accountability group, and there's another thing about being aware that you need to be held accountable. And so I was like, okay, I need to implement what they're teaching me. And so I think the hardest thing for me was quitting my 9 to 5, having the federal government benefits, the federal government pay,
Yeah.
right? Being cozy.
Cozy.
We were comfortable to not seeing a sale in 6 months.
Were you married when you quit?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What'd your wife think of that?
You know, it's
Is
a
your-
great question.
She still
hit
your
you
wife.
while you're
Yeah,
she
she's
loves
still
me so
there.
much. And she is, I love my mama bear. She is so supportive. She just wants to see me happy. And she
Sounds
was
like a
all for
fairy
it.
tale. Where's the nitty gritty?
Oh, the nitty-gritty? I mean,
come on now.
The 6, yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, there's 3 things that marriages struggle with. It's finances, intimacy, and trust. So you can have 2 of the 3, but you'll never have the 3. I promise you. And so there was times where it's like, do I go back? And all you see is your bank account dwindling down, dwindling down. Yeah, we had our son, and then we were pregnant.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
so this is like, we went for it. It was full send. And there was 6 months, no paychecks. My first paycheck when I went full time was $300. You know,
Rentals.
Yeah, rental.
Yeah.
Now, but then it exploded where I hit 10 like that, and now we're on pace to do 15 to 20. And this month we were talking outside. This month is looking like a 20 to 25K month. You know, and so it's a grind. But you got to stick with it. And
It's
the challenge
that pipeline, man. You got to
Yeah,
keep that
you
pipeline
gotta.
full.
and that's how agents fail is they don't keep the pipeline busy.
Oh, it's always
What you do in 30 days will look back in 90.
How do you stay top of mind with with folks?
Oh,
in general?
social media. I do a lot of video marketing, a lot of funnel campaigns. We do a lot of postcards for our past clients. I do the 86-51 rule where I can get 86 more transactions if I hit up 50 of my past clients and spend time with them for an hour. We do newsletters. I do community events. I'm launching a campaign this Saturday called Reach the Teach. And so every time you close with me, I'm going to give teachers $250 to do whatever they want with it. A lot of my stuff has come from SOI, so Sphere of Influence. I have a pretty big sphere. But we mix the old with the new. I do a little bit of everything, but I try to hone in on the 5. Social media, I have open houses. When I have a listing, I'll do 50 and 100. So I'll have a listing come up and I'll go door knock 50 to 100 houses. Statistically, people want to live near their relatives. And that's how I got a double dip. And so I represented
so
the seller and
you're
the buyer.
looking to ask them if anybody wants to buy a house that's being listed in that area.
That
do you
and
want to
invite
choose your
them
neighbor?
to the open house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask, kind of, what's your secret sauce there? Because I mean, competition's thick when it comes
thick.
to the real estate, and
Yeah.
everybody thinks they're a real estate expert. Right?
Sure.
But when you're actually out there grinding it, what is it that you're doing that really helps you be so successful?
I think knowledge and not riding the wave, but creating the wave.
There you go, hustle.
Yeah. So knowledge for sure. Everyone is licensed. Not everyone's an agent.
Yeah.
100%. But again, not riding the wave. I'm trying to look to create the wave. Do you know where the interest rates are? Do you know where the Texas average interest rate are? Do you know in 2024 when they're going to come down? Do you know how to list a house?
Why does that matter for the average person?
Yes, it should matter
Why?
because if you don't buy now, it's going to be the frenzy of 2020 to 2022.
Wait, can we talk really quick, because you're in real estate,
Yeah.
about the
Hit me.
new homestead tax law that's
Yep.
going through?
They're cranking it. That's
Oh my
awesome.
gosh.
What, is
People are
that
going to
good or
save so
bad?
much.
You tell them a little bit about
Is it
that,
good or
because
bad?
I've been
Yeah.
monitoring it. It's amazing.
We're gonna get money, right?
Yes, you are going to get money. You are going to save a couple $100 every month. It was 40,000. Now you can go up to 100,000.
100,000.
Yeah. So
I
this
don't even
is
know
big.
what all that means.
And they're
Yeah. 'Cause
capping
my house is worth more than
commercial real
100,000.
estate taxes.
Yep.
So we're just talking about cutting our real estate, our property tax bill. Is that
so
what we're doing?
basically, your homestead, take whatever the value is, and you
Mhm.
can kick it down $100,000 in
Okay.
value.
It's
So that'll save
awesome.
you about $100 a month on your
Mm.
PMI or property tax
Yep.
bill. But commercial buildings are now going to be capped instead of being able to go up infinite amounts. We talked about this on another podcast with what was his name, the Guillermo.
Okay.
He has had like an 800% increase in his property taxes.
Nice.
Wow.
So this
Well,
now
not
caps
nice.
commercial
Oh, yeah.
I
property.
was like, not nice. I thought you
So
were
That's
somewhere else.
ridiculous.
The
Yeah,
thing
crazy.
is that I'm looking at this, and I went to the Economic Development Council meeting last
Nice.
week. Prices are going to go up because of this.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's
Now
got to
that
even
it's
out.
more affordable on both commercial and the residential side.
Yep.
So
So-
now's a great time to buy.
It's a great time to buy.
How are you? So you're creating a lot of social media content,
Yes,
right? You're
correct.
doing video expertise content.
Yes.
Okay, good. Because
Yeah.
it's like, look, if you're going to be really, really good at what you're doing,
Yeah.
you need to let other people know.
Yep.
Not without telling them. Tell me
Yeah.
you're an expert without telling me you're an expert,
Right.
kind of a
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
That's what you got to do. So I love that you're doing that.
Yeah.
We ran out of time, and
Oh,
there's
yeah.
so
Wow.
I know there's so much more
Oh,
to
wow.
talk
That
about.
went
Yeah.
fast.
But that's just the nature of it. Of course, there's always an open invitation for you guys to come back.
Sure.
You just have to
Awesome.
say yes and let my team know, and we'll get you invited back out.
How do you spend time with people? With your
Yeah.
past
Oh.
clients?
Yeah, great question. So basically, I see if they have a family or if they don't, and I go from there.
Yeah.
So if they, I apologize. So if they have a family, it's my wife and I. So we
Okay.
tag team it. We
Okay.
invite them over for dinner. We make dinner and we spend time with them.
Wow.
And if they have kids, we invite them too. And if it's just an individual,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll take them out to lunch. But I am constantly
Building relationships.
building relationships.
All right, let me wrap
Very
up,
nice.
and then we'll have
Yeah.
some after the show discussion. I think maybe we should record like an after
Yeah.
the show kind of a thing.
Show
But
talk.
all right, as we wrap up the show, quick reminder, check out our latest podcast or catch video versions of the show anytime by visiting our website at satalkradio.com. This was a great episode. Loved it. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you so
Nice.
much.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Yeah, for real. Thank you.